It's that time again. It's time for another Saturday night special where we talk about everything rockhounding related. Well, unfortunately, this past week, the Lapidary world lost a great. Sesona, the inventor of the original Intarsia grinder, passed away at the age of 98. And I thought we could take a little bit of moment this evening, talk about his machine, talk about how great it was. Now, I've never used this machine, but I do feel like it represents something in the lapidary world, something that we're lacking nowadays. He was kind of, you know, he pioneered the world of the Intarsia grinder. And for those of you who are maybe not aware of Intarsia, I'll throw some photos up here on the screen of what these Intarsia pieces can look like. Some absolutely stunning work. Obviously, these are not mine. Maybe someday I could hope to aspire to make pieces like this. But it is the careful fitment of stones together to create a single piece, either that's just meant to be displayed or they can be shaped into a cabochon. And Al came up with the Intarsia grinder as we kind of know it today. But really the thing that's very cool about this machine, it has that second kind of cool, right? Like, yeah, okay, it's a good machine, it's useful, it functions, it does the thing, which is all machines should, but like, let's just look at this for a second, okay? Like the water feed is a pint glass. A drilled pint glass. Just the fact that like you could cheap out on it, but you didn't. You made it in a cool way. And that is definitely missing in the lapidary world. And I think Al knew that. He knew that there's like something to making a machine like aesthetic and cool. And I don't know. I never talked to him, but I can just look at the machine and I can imagine the creator of it wanting to do something that was just aesthetically cool. And from the paint to the design, just like little things, like rather than welding things together, bending metal, okay? Like that's a lot more difficult. Folding things over, putting a little curve in a leg, it's like, it screams being a finished product. And I see that, and when I see people make things like that, I'm like, I want to be like, you're my people right there, me and you know, like I try to have things be a certain way, and I can tell when other people do as well. And, you know, I feel like there's just not enough owls in the world, and the lapidary world lost great. If we do a little comparison between Al's machine and the next closest rival, the Highland Park 8-inch, they are not even comparable as far as like cool factors go. Both function, right? I guarantee you, you could buy that Highland Park machine and you can make those perfect 45s, do those 30s, you could do like a box, like you can get all the stuff. And when I get my shop set up, I will either be building an Intarsia machine similar to Al's machine, or if time and everything allows, maybe buy the Highland Park and soup it up and finish it, because in my opinion it is not a very finished design. It is just a complete design, if that makes sense. There's like, sure, you can buy it, pull it out of the box and throw the switch and be like grind things, but it lacks the finesse, I guess. If you watched the video about the Lapidary Journal and the missing issue, well, I think I kind of know why now. And this definitely flew under my radar, but it was brought to my attention by, Retronome Radio. Hopefully I got that right. I'll put a link in here, or put it there, put it on there. He pointed out to me that in December 1968, okay, which I have not read this issue. We have somebody made Aaron's breastplate, okay, but this is a reprint of that issue, not entirely, but only in one article. If you look, oh god, I hate the spines on these. I can't wait to scan these. So about the cover, which you can pause and read right there, basically this article in here first came out in June 1960, which is the missing issue, and they reprinted it due to popularity. And I believe a lot of people kept this one because of the reprinted article about this lapidary piece and chucked the old one. So it is by far the most difficult of them to come up with. Wow, that is very shiny, isn't it? Let's go like that. Nope, it's not going to have it. Too shiny. So I think that is why it is such a hard one to find. But I got some feelers out there. I think at some point here we will be getting a complete collection of the Lapidary Journal, and I will make that available to you guys, you out there. Currently rockhounding.com/lapidary journal. That wasn't the only kind of reading thing. I wish it wasn't so shiny. There we go. Put it over there. My brother picked me up a book. We have Rocks and Minerals of New Zealand. And I thought this was kind of cool because here's the thing. I never even really consider international travel as being a thing that like is accessible, that I could do. So when I see international books about rocks and minerals, it definitely gets me thinking. Now, New Zealand is a little far, but talk about kind of like, it's just like your standard like little guidebook, but I kind of like this. It just definitely gets me interested in these types of places. Couple of things though, because I am a like book connoisseur of rock and mineral books. Okay, so look how they organize this. All right, the silicate minerals, it is not alphabetized. Like, I saw that and I was like, oh, okay. And then one thing that this is I like this book. This is a good book. But when we turn over to the zeolites, which is the thing that I know the most about, the descriptions are a little, well, they're a little funny. And I that's the way it goes with zeolites, right? Like, they will say, can you see that zeolite with rod-like crystals? Like, they don't actually know what it is. I get it. The zeolite group of minerals is complex. It's not the thing for everybody, since it's a group of minerals and not a mineral. And within that group, you have a lot of different forms. It's a complex thing. So I get it, but I always find it funny when they're just like lump them all together. Or when like you see on maybe like a place like Facebook where people will just be like, zeolite, it's a zeolite, and they don't say anything else. I always think that's interesting that we just throw them all in the same bucket. Rock Club. Well, we went to Rock Club, and I love a good raffle. And these are my raffle winnings, because you go there, you buy a couple of tickets, goes to the club, and you might win something. So it's like, appears to be quartz crystals. I haven't cleaned it or spent much time with it, but I'm gonna almost have like a little shelf going of Rock Club winnings. And then I've also got this little piece of barite, which is quite dirty, but nothing the ultrasonic can't handle. So that'll be a good, there we go. Nothing the ultrasonic can't handle. But it's fun to go and potentially win a couple of things. Speaking of Utah, well, first off, let me pause this because I forgot water. I want to show you that. So when we were up at Panguitch Lake, we found this, and I finally dug out of bins my 10-inch trim saw blades, and I cut this, and we'll just wet this here. That is what we are looking like. So it's clearly like chalcedony with stuff in here. But is it a limb cast? I'm not convinced. I don't know enough about the area. It does have that shape. It is filled. I think it'll just be an interesting little piece that we will have. I probably may not ever know, but that's the way some of these things go, right? Like you just kind of get it, and you're like, that's cool, and maybe I'll polish up those ends once the shop gets up and running successfully. The move down here to Utah has been interesting. It's been interesting. Mostly the interactions with people. I have never before gotten so many like nice emails, helpful comments from you guys than ever before. People wanting to show us where to go, tell us about places we can go, things like that. The one thing that you could help me with, I would like to find a rock shop in the southern Utah, northern Arizona, Nevada towards Vegas, a rock shop that's like more of a lapidary shop, like where they got stuff, like a lot of old stuff. If you know of that, please give me that recommendation. But so all these great people have like kind of came out and been like, hey, you're here, great, like thank you, like we've talked, we've emailed. And then there's also been, I've never before had so many people say that the stuff that we're finding is complete junk, which I scratch my head over it, because like, how about this, right? This chunk of chalcedony, which is like very, very blue, right? And like not like Tyndall effect blue. They're like, everything that we're finding in Utah is junk. One person I think said it's the currently we should change the name of the channel to the currently Rockhounding struggles to find good material channel, or something to that effect. I'm like, what were we looking at the same things here? We're looking at the same things. I find it amusing. I'm not exactly sure what people are looking at, what you want, what you expect to find. Speaking of finds, though, we have been doing a lot more other than the whole chalcedony and going and getting agates. That's a lot of fun. But there's a lot of stuff out here. There's a lot of minerals, a lot of micro minerals. There's a lot of fossils. There's a lot of interesting, great material just waiting to be found. And those videos are coming. Trust me on that. In my time doing the rockhounding and lapidary thing, some very notable collectors, very notable people in the rockhounding, mineral collecting, lapidary worlds have passed away. And man, there's just been like, some people have done so much with their lives, like writing books, inventing machines, doing so much. And I feel like the work that I'm doing here is so insignificant in comparison. Yeah, I don't know. If you know anything about Sesona, Intarsia, if you could drop it down in the comments for my sake, for everybody's sake, we can go check those out. Yeah, I think with that said, we'll leave this one here, everybody. I appreciate you. Thank you so much for watching to the video and supporting the Currently Rockhounding project. Subscribing if you're not subscribed, thumbs upping, and go check out the website, currentlyrockhounding.com. It is a real website. It is, as far as I know, the only ad-free rockhounding website in existence. And that is thanks to you watching. All right, y'all take care. I will catch you in the next video.